Bung Pod. Welcome back, Wine Wonder Boy.
And we got Jazzy J. Jazzy!
What is a bung?
The hole of the barrel is called a bung hole. Inside the bung hole is called a bung. Wine with mayhem. That's what it's about.
I wouldn't say obviously.
Well, I mean, I have them here and there with people, but, that's not what you get in wine memberships. That's not what you get.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
There's not a lot of 2001s at the Safeway.
Yeah.
And I'd be suspicious about those
Safeway,
ones.
yeah. There's not a lot of them, man. Welcome back, jabronis. Bung Pod jabronis. Thank you so much for supporting our podcast. We love you. We got Brady Douglas in the building representing Beard League. And he's also a wine lover as well. If you didn't watch the last episode, go watch that on Spotify or YouTube, Apple Music, wherever you get it. You guys know the drill. So,
Let's go.
Yeah, we were just talking about Beer League. And
Yeah, I've got questions for you on this one.
yeah, you got some questions.
We're both in we're both recently budding Instagram social media stars now.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
getting our thousands of followers doing this. And we were kind of off air for a second talking about getting free stuff and how
Yeah.
you build this social media business.
Yeah.
So you've acquired a handful of free things.
Yes.
What was your approach to doing this? Have people reached out to you directly? Are you reaching out to people?
I have not been reaching out to anybody. Everything that we've got has been given to us because they want us to have it, which is super interesting. I never thought that would be a thing for us. But I guess that's happening, which is kind of cool. Like the Shingleback Shiraz, a little BTS for you guys, for the jabronis. I was given 2 cases of some older wines, and those will be showing their faces on the podcast every now and then. This is a McLaren Vale Shiraz 2001. Also, I was given some Grand Cru Right Bank 1997 and 1994 Bordeaux, which is very fun.
Yeah.
So those will be making an appearance on the podcast at some point. I'm very excited to try those and see how they're doing. It's kind of cool.
This is kind of cool to get to do this. And the Shingleback's good. It's different. I mean, I've never had a 2001 Shiraz. I've had very few Shirazes in my life, probably.
Yeah.
Not huge in Washington, right?
There's a lot of Shirazes that are more volume wines that you can find,
Yeah, but the local wineries, like Chelan doesn't do much of them, do they?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, you can find some Shiraz probably in Safeway, but...
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Safeway's my go-to for, some Cab Sauv and some Sauv Blanc.
Yeah.
If I'm, when I'm thinking of other wines, it's what we have in Washington or in Oregon on the West Coast kind of thing. That's
Yeah. Oh, so you go more local when you do that. Aussie stuff is really good, honestly. It's very underrated, I think, for the most part. I was given 2 cases of some old wines. There's some really old Washington wines there, too, that we have. So we have some 2001, maybe some 1990-ish stuff that's also from the Columbia Valley. That's really interesting. That will make an appearance on the pod at some point. But, I was just shipped 2 cases, 2 packs, I would say, 2 packs, Shakur, of these. So there's this company in California called Los Cuernos. They are a canned wine company, and they sent us 2 packs and also a couple other cans.
Do you know how much canned wine I drink?
So you drink a lot of canned wines?
Oh.
I should have brought one of them over here. I thought about it.
Well, that's a weird fact. You want to be like Brady Douglas of Beer League Golf pounds canned wines. That's one of my favorite things.
No, I think canned wines are dope. I think it's so cool to see wine in different bottlings or different, vessels, if you will, that are more accessible and easier to open, you know?
And you think of when the can, if you're going to a barbecue, you're going to like a beach party, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's always just cans of beer you pour in a solo cup. If you're the one bringing out a bottle of wine, it just looks a little more suspicious too.
Yeah.
And so
I'm definitely the one doing that.
Well, obviously, I mean, but I'm like, I understand the market for this of like canned cocktails, canned wine, and you can just grab a few at the store and it just all looks the same.
Yeah.
And nobody cares.
Yeah.
You're not, you don't want to be the pretentious guy every time at the bonfire and bringing out your acoustic guitar to like sing some Oasis. Too.
I mean, that's probably what I would do. Songs of Oasis, because they are the bane of my existence. Sorry for everyone that loves Oasis. They're very popular, but I hate them. When I break up my guitar, it's more kind of like, country, some like folk, like older folk stuff.
See, I respect
Lumineers.
that.
Like I like Lumineers, so I'll play that.
That's fair. I just grew up in the era of the guys going to play Wonderwall.
Sing Wonderwall,
yeah. You know what that is.
It's like nails on chalkboard for me. I was like, someone's playing fucking Wonderwall. That's my Merlot. For Sideways,
no,
going
that's
back,
the song.
That's like as anyone's playing fucking. If anyone's playing fucking Wonderwall, I'm leaving. I'm not gonna stay for it.
Hey, I think that's fair. I mean, I think for like our generation, that's like an entire personality of a guy that existed. Was his campfire.
Yeah.
Bring out the acoustic guitar, not invited to play, but he'd be like, "Hey, I got my guitar with me," and it's Wonderwall.
Yeah, it's Wonderwall, of course. I did serenade my girlfriend the first time that we were like really hanging out. With the guitar and.
With Wonderwall?
No, absolutely fucking not. No, it was like country stuff that she loves.
Okay.
And stuff that I like too. It was some like Morgan Wallen. It was Jason Isbell, some Zach Bryan, Tyler Childers kind of stuff.
Yeah, so you can actually play the guitar.
I will not say that I actually can play the guitar like that, but I know a few chords enough to know those songs.
Yeah, that's okay. I guess maybe that's. I mean, that sounds.
I know,
more
like
impressive.
the regular chords.
you know those ones. So the only time in high school I took guitar class for 2 years.
Yeah.
And I serenaded one girl one time,
Ooh,
and it was with "Kiss Me" by Sixpence None the Richer, which is truly dating myself as a human being.
Kiss me, that song.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly. You remember the lyrics as precisely as I do. Could do it then, couldn't do it now. Also, I think it's 3 chords that you know, and you could do this.
I probably could. Yeah.
Actually, let's go get the guitar and let's see what we can.
Let's go. Yeah, let's just break it out right now. It'd be sick. Oh my god, that's so funny. Like, yeah, I don't know guitar that much. Like my dad, he plays all around Chelan, like different wineries and like places. Like he plays at Tipsy Canyon all the time. He plays at Alta and Twisted Cork and whatnot. And like he's a musician. Like he's been in bands and stuff. Like I was in a screamo band in high school, and I was playing the bass because that was my instrument at the time, and I was singing because my voice is really I could sing decently well. So I was like the clean vocals. I wasn't screaming, but I was like the nice.
What degree
vocals.
of screamo? Like from screamo emo. Obviously, the less screamo would be like Dashboard Confessional.
Sure.
Going like the Used, Taking Back Sunday. Like where would you place yourself between those three? More screamo than any of those?
Probably more screamo than Taking Back Sunday, because we had a guy.
Well, I guess I did that wrong. It would be Dashboard, Taking Back Sunday, the Used.
Right. Yeah. So it would be like, I don't know. We were kind of going for like an Underoath vibe.
Okay.
I would say.
Yeah.
Underoath or like those emo, like there was a lot of screaming.
Like you were so screamo that you're getting off my charts of mainstream screamo.
Exactly.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. So I would be the clean vocals. We call it clean vocals because I'm not screaming because I didn't know how to do it. But we had a guy, his whole job was to be the screamer, and that was Spencer, who was the lead screamer or singer or whatever of Underoath. And then their drummer, Aaron Gillespie, he would also sing. So he would play the drums and sing at the same time, but he was like angel voice, this guy.
Okay.
It was amazing. His voice is so good. And then he later went on to do his own band called The Almost, and they were less screamy
Okay.
than Underoath for sure. But yeah.
I would love to see a documentary on where the screamers from screamo bands now. Wow, you know,
Underoath is still going strong. Like they have such a big
Underoath. I know still exists, but like
not the same drummer anymore. I don't
ones,
think, but yeah, all the other ones. Funny. Well, okay, because it's Patreon, I'll say this because you guys. I give you guys inside scoops on things for a reason, because you pay for this, and I love you. So, the chef at Sorel, where I am entangled with. Like, I love them. They're amazing. He's really, the chef is really involved with the Washington Wine Commission, knows a lot of winemakers. He does Taste Washington, does all the big stuff. Like, he has a big name around the state for culinary and also for wine because of his wine adjacentness, if you will. His first career, he was at a decently successful screamo band. He was the drummer.
Wait, so he's got to be like in his 30s, early 40s. Like,
he's in his early 40s.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. He's like 43 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they were like doing all these contests. They were shipped off to U.S. Army bases around the world to play. They were like, I think it was like an MTV contest too. Like,
was the U.S. military like the #1 subscriber to screamo?
Like, the U.S. military, like he loved doing, like, so many artists would love doing U.S. military stuff because they would pay for your plane ticket, you know, quote unquote, because they're using their own planes to take you there, so they're not really paying anything. They're paying gas at that point.
Well, we're paying gas.
We're paying gas. Yeah, we're paying gas. And then they'd get you, like, the accommodations were great. They'd feed you the whole time that you're there. You'd play a dope-ass rock show. Everyone would love you because they haven't seen a soul in a long time. And so any music, any live entertainment, soldiers are stoked.
Yeah.
You know, anyone that works for the military in those bases, they're stoked to see anyone.
Isn't that the basis of
Entertainment.
Captain America?
Yeah, probably.
Doesn't he start as
performing? Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I think of the 3 Marvel movies I've seen, that's like what I remember. So
the chef at Sorel, Chef Aaron, he could have been Captain America. Lost your chance, Aaron. Jeez, come on, man.
You know.
But
and then Chris Evans needed to do something for work.
Yeah, he did. But yeah, so those were his favorite events to play was U.S. military stuff because it'd pay for like everything, and they'd pay you X amount, and so they'd take care of everything, and you're like sick. Like, no other venue does this ever, so it's like it's dope. Yeah, so he was a drummer in a screamo band.
That's
crazy.
awesome.
Yeah, screamo emo kind of band.
Yeah, I'm glad.
It's along the lines of Taking Back Sunday.
Taking Back Sunday shaped my youth to an extent. You know, they were in the top probably 5 bands. So obviously Blink-182 was up there. We had bad music taste as kids. You know, that's how it works.
Blink is dope. Their new album though?
I have not heard. I feel like I got convinced in my early 20s that if you liked Blink-182, you had bad music taste.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Do I have to get back into it?
You got to get back into it.
Is it still the same band, or like
it's still the same band?
If you go see the Beach Boys and it's a different guys playing the same songs.
Mike Love's still there.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
They're not that old.
Yeah.
Blink-182 is probably
they're not that old.
They're not that old.
They're in their 40s. Blink-182 is probably in their early 40s by now.
Yeah.
But like they're still playing together. All 3 of them. Tom and Travis. They just came out with a new album like last year.
I am blown away by this.
It's their first album in I don't know 10 years or something like that.
Somehow this wasn't advertised to me on Taylor Swift radio. So.
Oh, why not? It's the same demographic.
You would think so.
All these tweens.
Yeah. I learned of them when I was a tween. These new tweens need to be into Blink-182.
Although I think all the new tweens are now into Sabrina Carpenter more than Taylor Swift. Now it's kind of more of our wives' age, like early 30s, late 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is Sabrina Carpenter?
You don't know Sabrina Carpenter?
No.
Dude, she's the new Taylor Swift. I swear to God.
Seriously?
Yeah, she has a song Espresso. I can't play it right now because of copyright issues, but like,
I get it. I'm gonna have
it's
to
dope.
Google
It's pretty.
later.
Actually, it's nice. You're like, okay, I would actually, for me, I'm not the biggest Taylor Swift person, but like her earlier stuff is great. I like her earlier recordings, but like when I listen to Sabrina Carpenter, you're like, okay, this is kind of like up the same alley as Taylor Swift now, which is like poppy.
Okay.
But the song Espresso she's just way more catchy, does a lot more fun things, and not as annoying of a voice, in my opinion. Sorry, everyone, for Taylor Swift.
This is why he's going on Patreon, so that he doesn't lose all his followers.
Yeah. If I was really into it, I would just like really go in on that Taylor Swift thing.
When you get big enough, we can do an episode on that, which I think means you need to be more famous than Taylor Swift. So
that's never gonna happen.
Couple years.
That's never a couple years. Yeah, whatever.
I don't see why not.
Yeah.
So Sabrina Carpenter, my guess would be, so as somebody who, when their Bluetooth doesn't connect, actually listens to FM radio in the car.
Okay.
I probably have heard her songs numerous times.
Probably.
And I just
you probably have
no idea who's like Olivia Rodrigo.
Yeah.
Know that name.
They're in the same age range, I think.
Yeah, so it's like I probably would think that's her, and it's just the...
Yeah. I don't remember the lyrics to Espresso. I just, know like 2 words.
But that's the best thing
about
FM radio is you don't remember the lyrics to anything. You just know that like there's a vibe of what they're playing to you the whole time.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. No, it's a dope song. She's the new T Swizzy. She's coming for the throne.
All right, bookmark this for 15 years from now.
15 years from now, Sabrina Carpenter is going to take over the throne. Probably 5. Probably 5 years.
Do you think someone will dethrone Taylor Swift in the next 5 years?
No, probably not.
I think the problem is her fan base is still
10 years.
All in
I'll
their
give her
30s. 10 years maybe.
I'll give her 10.
Yeah. The Taylor Swift thing is wild to me because I have been a Taylor Swift fan since I was 15. That first album, the Taylor Swift album.
Yeah, I love that album.
I was a huge Tim McGraw fan. What was her banger off that album?
Tim McGraw. There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a good one. So
that's how I found out about it. I fell off of this like fandom thing because everybody, like every girl now claims at 35 years old they've been a fan of Taylor Swift since they were 5. And like none of this makes any sense. You guys are completely, I respect it. If I could ever garner this type of fan for myself, I would totally do this. I love it. It's a cult. Love to own a cult.
Oh yeah, totally love cults.
They're great.
If you're the leader,
if you're
it's
the
great.
Leader. Sucks for everyone else, but if you're the top dog, why not?
Yeah.
And I mean now it's like everybody in their 30s has some money to go see these concerts. Like she does not exist to tweens fans except for the ones that their moms are able to pay for these tickets.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a huge gap at some point.
So the moms, which are not yet, well, they're not our age. They're, how old are you?
35.
35. So, I mean, the moms that are buying the T-Swizzy.
They're my age.
They are your age?
Yeah.
You think so?
And they have middle school daughters.
Really?
They're the moms that I know that had kids.
I'm only 2 years.
They're like 23, like 20 to 23, have daughters in middle school, and now it's like the thing they do together.
Interesting.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
So by the time Jet, our 8-month-old daughter, is in middle school, I don't think Taylor Swift's going to be something we're doing with her.
Probably not.
Yeah.
It'll probably be Sabrina Carpenter.
God damn it. It had to come back to Sabrina Carpenter.
Here we go. Sabrina Carpenter. She'll be around.
Full circle right there.
Full circle. Boom.
Ian King does it again, brings it all the way back home.
Here we go. Yeah, there it is. Drake will probably still be a thing, you know?
But just, man, this is actually a heated argument between like my guy friends and the girls. We all love Drake, but also Taylor Swift has buried Drake as far as who's the biggest artist alive.
Drake admits.
But there's no competition at all. It's not anything.
I mean, there is a competition.
He's the biggest rapper alive. They do, yeah. So he shouts her out. And he's like tagging her in his post to try to get fame from her.
Totally. I mean, the thing with Drake, he's just trying to be alive. Like, and not in a physical body, but yes, in physical body, but also like just in the public's eye. Like, he is trying to outdo Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
He is honestly our era's Michael Jackson.
That's true.
There's
just
nobody
keep going.
bigger than Drake besides
Taylor
Swizzy.
Yeah, and I agree with that. And it's
I
hard
would argue Beyonce because I personally have an affection I personally, Beyonce over Taylor Swift in my opinion, but also was raised on black music, so I just like Beyonce more.
Well, I mean, that's hard because I don't think there's any actual, like, there aren't any facts you could point to here that would support that.
I know, it's all emotional. It's all emotional at this point.
Which is fair.
It's all emotional.
I feel like that's how guys are about Drake.
Yes.
Like, yeah, no, he's not selling out shows, but, like, it's more emotional.
Drake
like,
is selling out shows, though.
Well, yeah, but just not on the level that, like, I mean, Taylor Swift is just so much bigger than anything I think we've ever seen.
Drake sold out Climate Pledge.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift sold out Lumen Field where the Seahawks play.
Multiple nights.
There's a big difference there.
I agree. Also, Taylor Swift is still putting out, like, albums that have numerous hit songs, and Drake, we're like, man, but that Take Care album was good.
Take Care album's fire, though.
Yeah.
Honestly, my favorite album of Drake was Nothing Was the Same.
I think that's a good argument.
Yeah, that's my favorite one, but I think the hip-hop aficionados would say Take Care.
I mean, Marvin's Room, though. Just
Marvin's
like,
Room is just a vibe.
In the age that it came out, like, when that we were, like...
And I know there was a studio he recorded in, which was Marvin's Room. In Hollywood.
Yeah.
On Sunset. I was 2 blocks away from Marvin's Room when I was in audio recording school.
You could hear him sobbing while he recorded the
Yeah, I could hear Drake 2 blocks away sobbing on Sunset for Marvin's Room.
Dan, actually, what are your favorite Sunset Ave live music spots? Sorry, Sunset Boulevard.
Sunset Boulevard live music spots. I mean, I didn't really go to a lot of live music stuff, mostly because I was just grinding in the studio.
Yeah.
All the time. So I didn't have time. But I did see Trippie Redd. Like, Trippie Redd's a rapper, and he was just coming out at the time. He was a SoundCloud rapper.
Yeah, Trippie Redd is fairly, like, I don't know. I mean, he's well known now, but, like...
Most people wouldn't know who he is, I feel like. Of our audience, at least.
I mean, we've already bonded over Mac Miller in the past. And
Mac
stuff,
Measy.
So your audience maybe is not going to know who Trippie Redd
R.I.P. I'm
name.
trying to get a tattoo of Mac Miller, honestly. Yeah, like, Trippie Redd, I saw him in Hollywood. It was... Dude, I don't even remember the name of the joint. It was some random theater.
Yeah.
But we did a lot of our school, the audio engineering school, did a lot of live audio recording events there just for our students, for the people that are recording it to learn, you know. So we did a lot of events there. Trippie Redd wasn't a part of it. He's too big of a name, even at that point, for that. But we had like some random bands around Hollywood that would do stuff with us, so it was fun. I mean, the Trippie Redd thing was it was down a couple blocks. It was, I mean, everything in Sunset's down a couple blocks, honestly. Yeah. But the spot where I was recording at, so you go down the street, there's Chick-fil-A on the corner, fire, and then you go down a little bit further, there's a studio. I'm not going to name who they are because they don't sponsor the podcast, but that's where Marvin's Room is, and like 2 blocks away. My studio was where Eminem did his first EP, or LP, did his first LP there.
Yeah.
And then also Tupac recorded there.
With the Marshall Mathers LP?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Marshall Mathers LP was recorded there.
Banger of an album.
Tupac.
Was that the last good album recorded there?
The last good album? Probably.
Well, you can't say the name of it, so we will never know.
Well, the studio now is owned by the recording school.
Oh,
but they took over that ownership.
Okay.
Before, it was owned by Interscope. Or also Death Row Records.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Because, like, Pac recorded, like, Me Against the World there. A lot of his earlier albums at that spot, so... But yeah, it's owned by the recording studio. That's also Los Angeles Recording School and Los Angeles Film School as well. So they're a big, yeah.
Sam and I last summer did the most basic bitch tour of Sunset.
Yeah.
You can possibly imagine.
Tell me.
So we're down there and we're visiting my little brother who lives in Silver Lake, which is like trendy coming up. So Sam likes reality TV. She watched Vanderpump Rules.
Yeah.
So of course, what's their?
They're at my winery.
Really?
Yeah, Vanderpump. Yeah, the winery I was working at the time. Yeah, they came.
Okay.
They filmed the episode there.
Oh.
Yeah, it's fun.
Okay, I think I've actually heard of that happening.
Yeah.
Because Sam was telling me about their wines, because I know just enough more about wine that Sam tries to impress me with reality TV show wine facts. From time to time.
Fun! Yeah.
It's not that fun. But so we start the night at, what is it? Sir is at the first one, the Vanderpump's restaurant down in West Hollywood.
No idea.
Yeah, whatever. Let's call it Sir.
Sir,
I might totally
sounds
be wrong
right.
this thing. Okay. Just fucking sucks.
It is the worst restaurant.
It's fine, but people are only there because of the TV show now. I'm sure it was good 10 years ago.
Sure.
And now it's like, oh, you're just getting there to get the fried goat cheese balls. And it's super expensive. The fried goat cheese balls, I made better ones for the Vanderpump Rules reunion episode than we got at the actual restaurant.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they weren't that good is what I'm getting at. And then we go up and we did the Whiskey A Go-Go Viper Room. There's another
Classic.
new one across from that I can't, not a new one, an old one across from that. I can't remember what the name of the third one was because at this point we're so drunk that I'm yelling at my little brother down the sidewalk in front of the live music place. But it was super fun. I mean, these are all so outdated at this point.
Whiskey A Go-Go is legendary though.
It is.
It's the Doors, Jim Morrison. They were discovered there.
Well, and Viper Room is legendary for
huge.
specific reasons.
Yeah.
Referenced a lot. It's referenced in Molly's Game. It's referenced in basically, some great people dying there, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it was really fun to do, and it's all it's not sold out as touristy. They're still owned and run as live music shows.
Oh, cool.
And the up and coming artists there are super small nobodies.
Did you go to the original Whiskey A Go-Go or the new one?
The original.
The original, nice.
Yeah. And so there's some cool stuff going on, but it's will I remember anybody's name that I saw those nights? No.
Yeah.
And there's 20 people there. Which makes me think are people who are saying oh, we saw this band 25 years ago, Whiskey A Go-Go. Do they actually remember it, or did you just go see some live band and then you put the dates together later and you're yeah, I was there?
Yeah, totally.
Because you're not going to know at that moment.
You're not going to remember oh, that was that band. That was amazing. That blew my brain away.
Yeah, how amazing
famous.
would you have to be in front of 50 people?
Yeah.
Because the whole vibe isn't going to be there. You'd have to blow everybody's minds away for me to remember the name of that band.
Yeah.
However many years later.
Well, the thing is, with the music industry, it doesn't really matter the audience you have. It just matters who is in the audience, right? So it's you play Whiskey Go 50 people, but if a A&R is there from Interscope or Capitol Records, and they hear your shit and they think you're amazing.
Well, and then when some dude 20 years later from Rolling Stone writes an article about how I saw this band that night, and this band's huge at that point.
Yeah.
And you're wait, was that the night I was there?
Yeah. And then you look at your calendar and you're that was the night I was there. I did see them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Not because you remember them and thought, this is going to be the biggest band in the world. This is going to be the next Taylor Swift.
The next Taylor Swift.
But we have on audio that Ian claims he knows who the next Taylor Swift is.
It's you. It's Sabrina Carpenter.
Sabrina Carpenter.
She is 1,000% the next one. Sabrina Carpenter is the next T Swizzy.
That's
espresso.
all right. Well, the next time you bring me on here, I'm bringing the guitar. We're gonna see what you can do.
Let's do it. Thanks for coming on, brother.
Hey, man, I've been waiting months for the invite. I appreciate it a lot.
Of course.
I'm happy I rose to a high enough level that you brought me on. So thank you.
I got you. Thank you, jabronis. Go look at the Beer League. It's all in the show notes. Go check them out. We love you. Cheers.